Welcome back to the Plus Side of Nashville. You know, throughout the month of April, the poetry of Nashville's youth, as well as some talented local adult poets, will be featured in and on our city buses. It's a collaborative effort between Metro Arts and the Nashville Metropolitan Transit Authority, and it's all to encourage bus ridership and poetry appreciation. And here to tell us more about Poetry in Motion is Lauren Fitzgerald. Lauren is the Neighborhood and Artist Development Coordinator at Metro Arts, along with Jason Mincer from MTA. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Tawanda.
Thank you.
Well, this is an exciting thing for all of us here in Nashville, and I'm sure all the young people that have participated as well. So what I understand, Lauren, there was a big contest, a big poetry contest, and that's being utilized to work towards this Poetry in Motion collaboration with MTA.
Correct. We have partnered with Southern Word and the Porch Writers Collective to have several contests. There were 99 youth submissions and 8 poets were chosen.
Wow. And
their poetry will be featured in the placard cards on buses. The rest of the poetry, there is so much going on with it. The haikus will be printed on fare cards. All of the poetry that we have selected will also be featured on various graphic design elements, and I would love to share this moment with Jason because there's so many.
Jason can go more, I'm sure.
Public art elements.
You
know,
poetry. This being the 6th year, we wanted to go big.
Yes.
In past, we've done the poems on the interior placards, but this year we're featuring an internal and external experience for the bus.
Wow.
You're going to hear poems read over the PA system. There are haikus printed on the fare cards that'll be distributed, along with a few other little gems. It's all about giving folks that moment of joy as they commute to and from work and school.
I love that. Did the actual poets recite their poems for us?
They did.
Yes.
They did.
Oh my goodness.
So,
were these local magnet school students, or were they just from various high schools? Or?
Well, the haikus that you will hear on the buses are from adult poets. But there are homeschool winners within the poetry contest. Magnet schools participated, public schools participated, and so this is all thanks to our wonderful partners that we have with Metro Arts and MTA. And I just have to shout out Ben at Southern Word and Susanna and Katie and Joe at the Porch, because they were monumental in carrying out and doing the community aspect. And they'll also be performing their poetry and bringing youth poets and bringing adult poets, so that the writers that come through MTA and Music City Central will have an opportunity to experience a different cultural experience that they may be accustomed to.
Yes, absolutely.
And folks can find out the dates for the events on our website, nashvillemta.org. It should be up and on our rotator where they can click and review all the events.
So if people maybe don't ride the bus, there's going to be an opportunity that they can just tour the bus and be able to kind of hear some of this poetry themselves? Anybody will be able to do that?
Absolutely. We encourage anyone to come out and take a ride on the bus. Look for the Poetry in Motion bus. It will be all over the city. We're excited to have people, share their experiences on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Let us know how you're experiencing poetry in the month of April.
Is this a free ride? Is this the bus?
It's not free. It's only $1.70 though, the ride. So it's definitely the cheapest and the easiest way to get around town and enjoy what Nashville has to offer.
Awesome. And on April 16th, that's when you're going to be able to tour the Poetry in Motion bus, and you will also be able to hear the poetry, and there'll be workshops going on at Music City Central. So that's Monday, April 16th from 4 to 6 p.m. The mayor will be there, and we'll really just have a good time celebrating poetry, encouraging ridership with MTA, and really just including the community in this awesome art making and art sharing experience.
It sounds so fun. For people who may not be familiar with haiku or know what exactly haiku is, explain that.
Okay, a haiku is a Japanese form of poetry, and it really is a short poem that's easily accessible and an easy entry point. So it's just 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and 5 syllables in the third line traditionally. Now, there have been haikus that are shorter that just kind of come off as a haiku. But it really is about how you want to express in a short space so that, you know, you get your power. It's really an interesting and powerful means of expression through poetry.
Were you all involved in choosing the winner?
I wasn't, unfortunately, but
no, we depended on our partners for that.
Because I can imagine it was probably tough narrowing down. You said 99 students and you had to just choose 8?
Yes, that is for the placard.
Oh my gosh.
And I can imagine how they did the haiku, because I think over 100 submissions for the haiku and the community anthology.
So this has been going on for this is the 6th year. And this is going to be the biggest blowout. Is there one designated bus that's called like the Poetry in Motion bus?
Yeah, the Poetry in Motion bus will be circulating throughout the city on different routes so that everybody has an opportunity to enjoy it. As Lauren mentioned, on April 16th, though, they can come down to the kickoff event at Music City Central and tour the bus before it heads back out onto the road. So we're very excited for this big celebratory year.
Well, in addition to the Poetry in Motion buses, there's also going to be other transit-related art projects and initiative taking place around town. Because I know there's one that you guys are working on that really kind of has my interest, because you're going to be working on some temporary improvements on that Nolensville corridor and some other types of things. Talk a bit about that.
Okay. Well, they're actually deliberating right now about the projects that will be selected, the community panel, along the Nolensville corridor. So they're selecting temporary art installations that were submitted to Metro Arts so that people can encourage safe driving and watching out for pedestrians along that Nolensville corridor as it goes through development. So it's a really awesome project, and I'm really excited to see what projects the community chooses for that particular program.
And then also the bike lanes. I think you're also some ideas about how we can improve those.
How we can improve bike lanes, how artists can be involved in that planning process so that the community is involved and their stories are shared and why they need bike lanes in the first place. So this is something that we have been working with the city to really encourage artists to be involved in these planning processes and to bring art in a way that changes lives and changes our community for the better.
Well, this is all exciting. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about Poetry in Motion and where you can see some of these buses. So stay with us.
Of those who survive now get only a fraction.
National Girl Scout line now how. If I get low, then I call Mojo. Got the latest project for the promo.
Hey, man.
How you doing, Mr. Rudy?
Something.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. How you been?
Okay.
You gotta kiss the face.
Yeah.
What kind of things had you learned, your work as postal service that kept you going?
You know what that takes to be a postman? You gotta love the people. Right. To me, Meals on Wheels is the most wonderful thing. You guys coming in and I see you and you talk to me for a few words and all that. I think that's great. That's the food of life.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Two of the toughest food judges, Gail Simmons and Mark Murphy, raise the bar in the kitchen.
Have a taste. It's heavenly.
That'll be breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
With signature recipes.
Squeeze that. No, the other way.
To take their place at the judges' table. Two viewers go toe-to-toe.
I'm ready to win that trophy. In
Pickler and Ben's first ever chili cook-off. The pressure is on.
This is a deeper, richer bowl of chili.
And the final decision.
Are y'all nervous?
Unanimous.
Today at 9 on News Channel 5.
Welcome back. We've been talking about Poetry in Motion with Metro Nashville Arts, as well as the MTA system, and all month of April we're going to be seeing buses with poetry and hearing poetry, and a lot of this is being put into a particular anthology. Tell me about that.
Well, the Porch did another call for poems and poets, and they have created an anthology that will be shared on the buses and across Nashville throughout the month of April. The name of that anthology is Backyards and Boulevards.
Oh.
And so we are really excited to share that with the community at large, and we're hoping to actually get some of them circulated through the library system, but I didn't ask anybody yet. Oh, well.
But if not, they can get them on the bus?
They can get them on the bus and see it.
We'll definitely put them on all of our buses so people can have better access to them as well.
That's fantastic. So. Well, this is just one of more of a sort of a once a year program that MTA is doing, but there's also a year-long Arts in Motion.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, Tawanda. When I came in, Lauren and I started working on Poetry in Motion, and it got me to thinking that, you know, we have a responsibility to celebrate the creative culture here in Nashville. And so after spending some time with Lauren and others at Metro Arts, we kicked off what's known as Arts in Motion, which each month, or roughly each month, we try to celebrate a local artist, either on a bus, by wrapping a bus. Right now we have 2 artist activations down at Music City Central that can be enjoyed during the April 16th Poetry in Motion event, or if you're just down in Music City Central, take a look.
Ultimately, what are you all hoping that folks will take away from Poetry in Motion, that at the end of April that you'll be able to sit back and go, wow, I hope people...
I hope that people will recognize that transit is for everybody and can include so many different aspects of our city life, including the arts, thus changing the culture of transportation in Nashville. When I lived elsewhere and I traveled on public transportation, it offered a different stigma because everybody did public transportation elsewhere where I once lived. But here, sometimes it's kind of viewed as a taboo thing. So we're really wanting to include ridership from all different types of people in different demographics, and really share the amazing art and poetry that Nashville has to offer. So Nashville is Music City. And music starts with poetry. So we really want to encourage people to write more, ride more, and enjoy what Nashville has to offer in terms of art.
And I know that's exactly what you're hoping for, Jason.
Absolutely. You know, we want people to transit differently. You know, we want folks to find those moments of joy in their day-to-day life, but while taking transit, either traveling to school or to work. So that's what we're all about with the program.
I mean, I was reading, there's like, I forget how many, but so many of our youth take the bus every day back and forth to school. So it was really nice that you all were able to get them involved. And the bus that they're sitting there riding on, they're going to know many of their classmates maybe had an opportunity. So, okay, we're about to run out of time, but where can folks learn more information?
Yes, so all of our information is on artsnashville.org, and you can click on Poetry in Motion from our government website on the left and find out more information that way, or you can
go to NashvilleMTA.org.
Fantastic. Well, I hope we'll see you back next year, and it'll even be bigger than this year. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Jason, so much for being here.
Thank you, Tawanda.
I want to also thank my earlier guest, Sherry Loic from 50 Forward's Meals on Wheels program, and thank you for watching. I'm Tawanda Coleman, and I'll see you on the next The Plus Side of Nashville.